What's going on, everyone? So, a lot of talk about that I've seen that next year, like, what is the identity? Right? Like, Lakers need to create and establish that identity. Lakers talked about it very heavily last offseason, right? When they hired JJ Redick, and even JJ said, and Rob Pelinka, like, they want to create the Lakers culture. They want to create, like, you think of, Miami and Golden State and all these organizations that are well run, have their archetype that they're looking for. Even OKC, like San Antonio's clearly creating that path. Right? These teams that are clearly trying, they know and have the identity that they want, and they know the type. Like, every time that they sign somebody or trade for somebody or whatever, it's always in that sort of mold of the type of player. You're like, that makes sense. Miami guy. Or, man, that guy, makes sense. OKC guy, right? Like, there's certain guys that you'll see bring in. And yeah, like, every once in a while, you see a team like bring it. It's just like talent. It's just like, man, this guy's really good. Like, you'd be foolish not to bring him in. But, particularly for the role guys. And to me, I think there's one word, right? Like, for it. And that's because of Luka. I think their identity is gritty, right? I think that they need. You have Luka Doncic. He is one of, if not arguably, the best offensive engines ever, right? The guy is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. You definitely have prime LeBron, Nikola Jokic, right? Like, as far as just like offensive engines go and stuff like that, being able to score the basketball, make plays, do all those things, right? Like, and then especially if you're going to have Austin Reeves, which Austin Reeves, say what you want about him. Again, I first want to be critical about Austin Reeves. He's got that grittiness. He's got that FU attitude. He's got that, he's got that swagger to him, right? You're Hollywood, right? Like, yes, there's showtime and the glitz and glamour and stuff like that, but Luka is the showtime. Right, Luka's the one that's doing all the highlights and the FUs, and Austin Reeves is just splitting and doing these circus shots and all that stuff. Like, to me, Luka and Austin Reeves are your showtime. They're the glitz, they're the glitz and glamour. They're the what you want, right? Like, but you also think, like, when the Lakers have had the most success, what were they? Shaq, tough, physical, brutal, anti-Kobe, just an assassin, a maniac, right? Like, Meta, right? Like, all of these guys, like, Lakers have always kind of had that edge, that grittiness to them, that toughness, the hustle, the physicality. And I mean, even from, like, you want to paint it in like a Hollywood standpoint, like, you have to hustle in Hollywood, right? You gotta, from a studio, you're on casting calls and you're doing all these, interview, like, to grind into whatever, right? Like, everyone's on a grind in LA, right? Like, everyone's got hey, I got the next big thing, my guy. Like, you're going to love this, right? Like, everybody is trying to find the next play. Everyone's trying to have that next hustle. Everyone's trying to, like, that should be the Lakers' idea. Like, you need guys, like in a Dude Theroux, right? Like, Alex Caruso. The Dude Theroux is like young guys draft. Like, who are we looking for in the draft? That 6'5" to 6'9" athletic, versatile, just two-way, or hopefully have the potential to be a two-way type of wing, right? And then, you want to have, I mean, in all honesty, in a lot of ways, you want to be OKC. Imagine Luka on OKC. They're the best team in basketball by a large amount. I actually think Luka on OKC would be better than SGA on OKC, right? Because Luka's he's the better playmaker, right? SGA's been more efficient, but Luka's just more explosive at times. He's the takeover, all that stuff. He does a better job of getting people involved, and he just has like that ideal center. Big man, you get the right big man, right? Isaiah Hartenstein, I think, would be feasting on Luka. I actually think OKC would be better with Luka over SGA. That's just me. Obviously, we won't know because he's a Laker. But it's that kind of like toughness, grittiness, grind And look, the Lakers might be able to get some. The Lakers might be able to get Lou Dort and Isaiah Hartenstein. Go get a Peyton Watson. Go get Atari Easton, right? Lakers are going to have options, but beyond those options, like somebody like Marcus Smart, like perfect. Like he's the kind of guy. You talk about veteran guys like Marcus Smart, guy that you get in a bar fight, I want Marcus Smart in my corner. Right? He's ready. He's ready to get some fisticuffs on. Like, to me, the identity needs to be that just toughness, that physicality, that grit. When the Lakers have been at their best, that's what they were. They had the toughness. They had the physicality. They had the grit, right? You look at, Showtime and even Boston and stuff. I mean, they were out there murdering each other, right? Like it was crazy. Like you see some of the highlights and plays for those days, and they're just clotheslining each other and getting in fist fights and stuff, right? Like it's what the Lakers have always been. That tough, hard nose, pull up your bootstraps. Like you want to squabble, I'm with it, right? Like let's run it. Like to me, that's exactly what the Lakers' identity should be. You have Luka, right? You need that. You need those scraps. And look at the teams that have been having success, right? You look at Pistons. You look at OKC. You look at San Antonio. You look at even Cleveland recently. Like with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Ty Taylor, and all these guys. Or Tyson. I don't know where I got Taylor from. But like again, you look at all these. You look at these teams that are really having success right now. They're all just like gritty teams that have just they all kind of have their prototype. They all have their guys that you see and you're just like, man, like, Lakers, to me, there's two paths that the Lakers need to build. You either need a team like OKC, ideally a little bigger, because OKC is a bunch of like 6'3" to 6'6" guys. I prefer more kind of 6'5" to like 6'8" or 9 guys. Right? Just kind of like a bigger OKC, right? But ideally, if you can't get that, you want a Houston. Imagine Luka on Houston, right? With their size, their length, their defense, their ability. Like, a team like that, you just need you either want Luka and then like just that lob threat center, like somebody like an Isaiah Hartenstein or a Nick Claxton, and then 3 6'7" to 6'9" guys around them. Like that would be ideal. Like that's something that you want. Another option would be like another team to look at would be like, New York, like the Knicks. Imagine Luka instead of Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson kind of more at the center position. You got like Mikal Bridges, OG, Josh Hart. Right? Imagine Luka, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG, and Mitchell Robinson if he could stay healthy. How tough that would be, right? I mean, Luka just picking teams apart, having the shooting and just the grittiness and the hustle and all that. So, like, to me, that's what the Lakers need. Like, what is the Lakers' identity? It's getting guys that can just scrap. That could be the grittiness. Like Vando is a guy that I love. That that fits that mold. Again, Marcus Smart is that guy that I think fits that mold. I mean, even like a Jake LaRavia, I think fits that mold, right? Like he's somebody that's he's been really good at just playing defense and rebounding the basketball and getting in the trench. He's always seen in the right spot. He's always in the traffic, right? Like you see him, he's always banging on the inside, whether he's getting rebounds or not. He's still like right there entrenched in the thick of it. He's physical. Yeah, he might get in foul trouble, but I've talked about, I'd rather a guy get into foul trouble every game than not play defense at all or not try at all and just getting smoked all game, right? Like, so again, like, guys like a Dude Thero, right? Chris Mignon, right? Like, these guys that are really, that have shown just that grittiness. Bronny, I even think, has been that. I think Bronny, I've said, you can argue he's our best, like, on-ball, ball pressure player that they have on the Lakers. He's just been really good this year at that, right? And obviously you need these guys to develop that two-way capability, right? Like, you need a Dude Thero to be able to knock down the three ball. You need Bronny to be able to knock down the three ball. You need, if you're going to go with Chris Mignon, you need him to be able to knock down the three ball. You need Jake LaRavia to more consistently knock down the three ball. He's kind of been hot and cold, right? Like, you need you need to have the guys that kind of, you need the consistency and just the shooting and whatnot. But like, again, you have Luka and Austin Reeves. If that's really that's like, because a big question that I regularly get is like, Tyler, you really believe that the Lakers can win with Luka and Austin Reeves in your backcourt? I'm like, yes, but you need the right team, right? Like, you don't think Luka and Austin Reeves with a team like OKC or Houston wouldn't be the best team in basketball? Of course they would. Right? Like, again, imagine Luka and Austin Reeves on OKC. Right? With all that depth and versatility and athleticism and defense and peskiness. Imagine Luka and Austin Reeves on Houston Rockets. Right? Houston's sole problem right now is they don't have shot creation outside of Kevin Durant. Right? And they don't have a true playmaker or anything like that. I mean, Austin Reeves alone might make Houston the best team in basketball. Imagine Luka and Austin Reeves. Right? Like, it'd be ridiculous. But Lakers have to carve out that type of team. So to me, I think that's what we need. We need the scrappers, the gritty guys, the hustle guys. That's the identity. That's the archetype. Athleticism and just scrappiness are the two things that I'm looking at. I want somebody that, whether you play 10 minutes or you play 40 minutes, I need relentlessness. I need you on ball. I don't care if you foul out every game. I need you aggressive, physical, and over the top. But anyways, always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.